Hi, my name is Andrea Burks, and I was treated for breast cancer. And before my diagnosis, I lived in Florida with my two boys, 9 and 8, Brett and Blake, and just enjoying life with them. Truly, they make me smile with everything they do. And also running a business, day in, day out, growing, getting things done. And just living life to the fullest and just thanking God for everything every day. So the first time I noticed something, funny enough, I was at Universal Studio with my boys. I love to have adventures with them all the time. And I noticed a swelling on my right arm and my forearm. And, we're always go, running around. So I didn't think much of it until like 90 days later. I'm very active at the gym. I really thought I injured my arm. But one day, moms, we just keep going. I noticed I couldn't even squeeze my lemon for my lemon water in the morning, and that disturbed me. So right away, I took myself to urgent care because I didn't want, to make much of it. And after that appointment, they told me in my x-rays, they saw something that was not normal, that they needed me to go see an oncologist. And I'm like, an oncologist? This doesn't sound good. So I went to that oncologist appointment, and right away, the gentleman just, was wonderful. And he said to me, you need to go to ER so that you can really get an MRI done. Because if you go through the proper channels, it's going to take too long. So that was a blessing in disguise. And so I did do that. And then from there, they mentioned that my ulna was thinning, that I needed to get surgery right away in my arm because it could get fractured. So from there, I got a biopsy that said that I had metastasized from breast cancer. So that was my journey of understanding my swelling and get to a diagnosis. So right after that diagnosis from the oncologist and the MRI, I wanted more answers. For me, it was disturbing. I like to think I'm a healthy person, and I'm very active at the gym. I attempt to eat healthy. And I was just, I guess, more in denial. Maybe I'm like, I need a second opinion. So obviously, so got to an oncologist, orthopedic oncologist, and they did mention once again, yes, you have breast cancer. And what we need to do, it's in the early stages, so we can just do some radiation in the arm. We might need to do a surgery to give your elbow more support. And there was a couple things going on in my vertebrae and my rib, and they could just tackle that with radiation. So obviously, it was, a calming, I guess, conversation, because it's like, oh, we can do this, this, and that, and it's done. But knowing that there's a reason and a root cause that created this issue in my life or in my health, I'm like thinking in my head, okay, that's going to take care of the symptoms and maybe the issue. But how about recurrence? What are we going to do to take care of, this not happening again? So that's when right away I knew about Envita due to wonderful people that have been very vocal about it, like Sandy Josipovic. And I know her story. I know, her recovery. I know her journey here, and I know her commitment to this place. And it's for that reason that 10 years ago I brought my mom here. So I knew about Envita. I knew about the approach to health and personalized targeted treatments, and more than anything for recovery. So my mom had been misdiagnosed for 7 years for lung cancer. They had told her, you have 6 months to live. And when that happened, I'm like, we're packing bags, we're going to Arizona. I heard of this place. Our friend, I like to think, dear friend to me, was helped there, and she recovered. So what do you want for your mom? The best, right? Because she always giving the best to us. I'm like, I don't care how much it cost. We're going there. And from 6 months to live, Envita and Jesus gave her an extra 4 years to be with us. And she held my firstborn, and that was just such an amazing miracle. And so knowing that they have done that for mom and so many others right away, I'm like, even though conventional medicine, they can tackle this in my arm and it be no problem, literally in a month we'll get you in and out. I just knew better. So as I made that initial call to Envita, certainly to have a second opinion, because you're still in denial. I'm like, this ain't happening, there's an error, maybe it's not my x-ray, it was somebody else's. You know how it goes, you go through those phases. I mentioned to them I definitely wanted a second opinion, and if needed, I would fly in as soon as possible. But what gave me the full certainty that I needed to be there, even though I had brought my mom, and I know so many people that have been treated here, is the fact that they want to educate you. I mean, it took for like an hour and a half on the phone. That's unheard of educating me on the steps to take, or what would have been the process and the journey. And obviously they send me videos for me to learn more about the certain maybe treatments for my diagnosis, and they were walking me through all that. And then as I started doing, we do our own research, and I understood more, because obviously 12 years have passed from mom and all that, but I vividly remember about the founder, Dino, and the reason why Envita is special than any other place is not because the specialized treatment, and it is, but even since the founder started, it was about serving people. He wanted answers. He was questioning why he couldn't help his family members in a better way and give them a better outcome. So when you have that, you have a true north, you have true direction, and that's why everybody in Envita, their staff and the medicals and everybody partakes on that unity of not just treating, but healing and recovery. So for me, it was important in that 1 hour plus initial conversation, how empowering it was. They were equipping me, whether I was going to be there or not, about not more mammographies, thermography, and it was just a different language, and it was just a different approach. And for me, it was like a done deal, how soon, how fast I can jump in a plane tomorrow. But obviously, they got to do their part and get me in with the doctor and all that. But within a week, I was already in Arizona, packed and ready to go and get it retreated, because I knew when you truly serve people, you're truly serving God. And that's the different atmosphere you find at Envita, because God is here. God is welcome here, and God is healing people here, and miracles are happening every day. Miss Courtney Middleton, doctor, she's young, but she's so wise. And as soon as she gets up and gets on her whiteboard, I'm like, this is different. And she's drawing the cells, and she's like, wow, they're really teaching me what's happening rather than just, this is what we're doing. They were really wanting me to be on board and once again be educated and empowered and have the knowledge of what will be happening every step of the way. So for me, it was very pleasing knowing that in the business that I'm in, we recruit, train others, and we educate them, and we teach them how to help families. And they were helping my family, not only just me, but my aunt and my friend, to understand, okay, you guys have any questions? That doesn't happen in conventional medicine. It's like, this is what's happening. You're doing a surgery, radiation. Okay, next, and that's how I felt. We're like, okay, and back home, I'm like, okay, are we talking about nutrition? What am I changing? Do I need to do anything? Can I exercise? There was no time to address anything, or they were not even giving me time to ask questions. While here, it was a full hour plus dedicated for my case and my specialized case and my protocol, going step by step of everything. And I'm like, a personality, but I was still just reading. And they gave us books like The Metabolic Approach to Cancer, and I read it. And that's empowering, for every patient to know that they want you to partake in this partnership of healing. It's different coming in as a caregiver, per se, than an actual patient. Because, yes, there was times that I sit with mom and, be there with her in the comfortable areas that they have. But it's another thing being the person actually being treated. And that's where I can see that everybody here has a true north, a true meaning, and a true purpose. Because it doesn't matter if it's doctor or a nurse that's actually treating you and they're helping you, they're there to help you. It doesn't matter if it's somebody else helping somebody. If you are in need of some help or assistance, or they see you, maybe you're down, because we have down days and up days. I mean, you know, with the treatments, regardless, because, you know, we're going through things and stages. Everybody's there to help you. And because I did have couple lesions in my ribs, there were some that could be tackled with radiation and some that could be done for cryosurgery. And so when Envita approached me and said they definitely believe, because of the rib, right, situation, that it'd be better to do cryosurgery because, you know, there's like more sensitive tissue around it, and they're just educating me, I realized that would be the way to go, even though maybe radiation could be a lower expense. I believe them, because long term, I mean, hello, like, right, in the ribs, like the way we move, it's so important. So just the fact that they would bring up options and get to decide which way to go, it was wonderful. In addition to that, once again, because I brought my mom a decade ago, I knew even then about the wonderful specialized treatments they have in Hermosillo, Mexico. So even though it was not part of my protocol, I told doctor, I want to do that. I am blessed to have the opportunity to do that, because I'm in good health, you know, and if I can participate on that, I want to do that. And so being flown to Hermosillo, Mexico, and seeing the facility and seeing the team that they have there equipped once again, and powering every step of the way of taking, you know, my cells and multiplying them in a lab, and just empowering me to get my natural killer cells to give me the immune system necessary to fight this big fight for my life, not just for the season, but for life. And so the fact that they are continually figuring things out and bettering, you know, their treatments, it's the reason why people need to be here. And yeah, it was a pleasant second phase in Hermosillo, because I got a great harvest of my cells, and just the fact that that's available to us. And it's important that they continue to see best ways to treat us. For anybody that's on the fence of getting treated at Envita, I tell you, if there's anything to tell you, you want to do it right. And you want to do it right the first time. And I think anybody that's going to treat you in a holistic approach, not just treating a symptom with a treatment, but really finding the root cause of what caused this. I like to think I'm healthy, like I'm active at the gym, so there's definitely environmental toxins. Our doctors are not talking about this. So when somebody is talking a different language, you better check that out, because there's something there. So pick Envita, because they're going to treat your immune system to fight this off, alongside with, you know, yes, medical treatments there that are not as invasive, that are targeted, and that will give you the best outcome. I definitely believe it. And the environment helps. I've been away from my kids for over 100 days, and I definitely found a family here. I never felt alone here. I felt that I was welcome every day. I look forward to treatment, and the fact that you're not in a hospital, you know, that you get to do life. I get to go to the gym, and in the morning, doing my day to day, it helps you feel that you can still take life back.